Good morning, world. This is Ivan Romero. Hope you guys enjoy my show I made yesterday. My stepmother's working, so she's coming at 5, so I'll just clean the showers tomorrow. I don't feel like waiting till 5 for my money, right? Hope you guys enjoy my show I made yesterday, guys. Yeah. Last night, I saw a video on YouTube. Um, Let me give you a little history. I told you guys back in like 2009, 2010, 2011, I used to watch David Wood and Shamoun on ABN. They were friends back then. They were friends for years. And yesterday, I was shocked by the stuff I heard from David Wood, obviously, as well as Shamoun. But I don't know who's telling the truth. You have to get both sides of the story. But David Wood released information, dirty secrets about Shamoun on his stream yesterday, and it was very, very harsh and dirty that I was a little bit shocked, obviously. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's none of my business. It's not my business to put it out there. It's all you guys who saw the videos. You know what I'm talking about, right? Uh, and was the information very shocking? Yes, it was. Very shocking to me. I think David Wood went for the jugular. He just wanted to end and destroy Sam's career in apologetics ministry. That's how harsh and shocking the information I heard in the live stream. Uh, Sam also published dirt on David Wood, but David Wood went like full on for the jugular on Shamoun. I was shocked, obviously. Yeah. But I didn't get Sam's side of the story, so you have to. It's always good, even though someone can be convincing as they can. You always have to get both sides of the story, right? Some people can have false accusations against you. You have to always get both sides of the story. Obviously. Yeah. So David Wood went full on. Yeah, he went for the jugular. Um, it was hardcore, man. It sounds like Ivan. He went for the jugular on you, Sam. I think David Wood and the Apostate Prophet they want the information that they put out there that could damage Sam Shamoun's apologetics career, obviously. Unfortunately, right? It was so bad and shocking. I felt bad for Sam. I'm like, oh my god, if some of the stuff they're saying is true, this can really damage Sam Shamoun's image as a Christian apologist, obviously. But Sam Shamoun also has dirt on David Wood too. Obviously, there's stuff that David Wood did that's also quite shocking too in regards to money. So, guys, some. Yeah. And stuff in regards to apostate prophet, obviously. Yeah. So, Sarah. All right, whose side do you want? I'm not going to take sides. I like both of them. I'm a bigger Sam Shamoun fan than I am David Wood, but I don't want to. I don't want to what cause division and cause drama because I know when I make videos on my channel, it goes all over the world. All right, will you describe the information? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that to Sam or David Wood. It's none of my business. I'm not gonna put it out there in the public. All you guys who are into Christian apologists, you can watch the videos. David Wood made a video yesterday about Sam Shamoun, dark secrets about Sam Shamoun, and Sam Shamoun also made a live video posting some secrets about David Wood, dark secrets about David Wood too. You can watch both those videos. I'm not gonna mention what they talked about on my channel. I think I'm doing them a disservice. You want to find out, you can watch the videos yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. So, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. So Ivan, David Wood went for the jugular. Oh yeah. Like I thought David Wood would expose some stuff about Sam, assuming Sam is guilty, because you have to see both sides of the story. I don't know. You have to hear both sides of the story. But he went like I started hearing some of the information. I'm like, whoa, David. I was even shocked. I'm like, whoa, David. David is going full jugular on Sam. He's going for the jugular, man. Like, is this guy trying to like destroy this man's ministry? By the information he's putting out there, but obviously, the only difference I'll say, Sam Shamoun actually provided like proof through the emails, whereas David Wood read through the emails, but we didn't get to see what the emails said. So in terms of evidence, I'd say Sam Shamoun gave more evidence than David Wood. Well, David Wood gave some good evidence too for some of the stuff he said about Sam. But like the information that he read about Sam, he should have put it on the page for the people to read, but he didn't do that. Where Sam Shamoun actually read all the emails and everything that the exchange he had with George, with David Wood, with the money thing and all that stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. I was full Sophie Gray. Yeah. Yeah. Why? Who do you believe is telling the truth? Honestly, I don't know. Um, Something tells me David Wood might be telling the truth. Because I'm not gonna lie, Sam is a bit harsh with his with people who come on his channel. He has foul language. I know about that. Obviously, yeah. But in terms of what happened with his ex-wife, I don't know the story. I didn't get Sam Shamoun's side of the story. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna what I can't judge, or I don't know the ins and outs of the story. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Clean the showers tomorrow. Why today, Ivan? Well, my stepmother is at work. She'll be back around 5. So if I clean the showers now, I have to wait till 5. until she arrives back home to get my $20, or I can just use the money I have in my bank to get my smokes today, and then tomorrow I clean the showers and I get my $20. So it's like, guys, some center. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna go get my smokes. Yeah. Yeah. Who do you feel more bad for, Sam or David? Oh, Sam Shamoun. David Wood went full on. He went for the juggler on Sam. He really did, man. Even me, I'm like, whoa, David. Like, I think you're going a bit too far with Sam Shamoun, like throwing in all those dirty, those supposedly dirty statements about Sam, because I don't know, and Sam's supposed statements about David, but David Wood did admit that Sam was right. He did do what Sam said David did when he made his video about David in his live stream. Obviously, I'm not going to mention it. It's none of my business. I'm not going to put it out there for the world for David and Sam. I think that's not cool. But all you guys who watch the videos, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah. Why he went for the juggler? Oh yeah, he went for the like. It's so bad that kind of information could destroy someone's career. Like David Wood and Apostate Prophet went full on for the juggler for Sam. They called Sam the devil, and it was so bad. They Apostate Prophet called Sam the devil. Yeah, that's so bad it is, man. Yeah, man. And even Jay, who's a follower of David and Sam, you can tell when he went on David's channel, he was shocked, obviously, by the information he heard from David. But just because David made that claim doesn't necessarily mean it's true. You have to hear both sides of the story. It's always important to hear Sam's side of the story first. You can't just blindly believe people. And you can't blindly believe. I know all you Shamoun fans, you love Sam. Yeah, we love Sam, yes. You can't just blindly believe what Sam says. You got to hear both sides of the story. But the only difference is that David Wood did admit what Sam did. David Wood did admit what Sam. David Wood did admit what Sam posted mentioned about David Wood's dirty secrets, obviously. And Apostate Prophet did admit what Sam said about him and the situation. I'm not going to talk about it in public. I'm not going to put it out there. So I'm saying. All you guys who saw the videos know what I'm saying, obviously. And Sam did admit that he's bipolar, and he did admit that he has issues. I agree, he does have issues. He has a foul mouth when he talks to his viewers who have questions for him on his channel and what have you. Sam can be a bit harsh. He has a foul mouth, obviously. Yeah. Ivan, thank you for not putting the information out there. No, I'm not going to put the information out there for the world to see. No, I'm not going to do that. All you guys who saw the videos, if you want to know, find out what they talked about, you can watch the video. That's all I'm going to say, right? I'm not going to put it out there like that. I'm not evil like that, man. Because I know when I make a video, it goes viral around the world, right? Behind the scenes. Yeah. all you guys who are in the apologetic circles, I guarantee you a lot of Muslims and even Christian apologists, they tune into that video. Yeah, I want to hear what David. I want to hear all the dirty secrets that David Wood has on Sam. And I want to hear Sam's version of the story about David Wood. Guarantee you a lot of apologists are tuned in, or they're going to tune into that video, man. Because David Wood went, I think, a bit too far. He went for the jugular. But at the same time, Sam has been attacking apostate prophet David Wood for years, and David Wood never said anything for years. And finally, he's like, enough's enough. I'm gonna supposedly expose Sam, and Sam is gonna supposedly expose David too. The reason why I'm saying supposedly, because I don't know if it's 100% accurate and true. You have to hear both sides of the story. You don't just blindly believe something that someone tells you, right? That's my point, right? Yeah, there you go. And you guys, all you Sam fans, you can't blindly believe. Obviously, because I'm a bigger Sam Shamoun fan, I have my bias. Like, some of the stuff David would say, I can't believe Sam would do that, but at the same time, I'm not just going to blindly believe what Sam says, right? You have to hear both sides of the story. That's my point. You always have to hear both sides of the story when you have big drama going on with two apologists who were once friends, man. I used to watch them. Ivan, how long did you know about David Wood and Sam Shamoun? I knew about David Wood and Sam Shamoun since 2000. I've been watching the ABN thing since 2009, man. So I knew Sam for and David for 16 years. Back when Sam was fat and David Wood was fat, I remember watching ABN back in 2009, man, with Pastor Joseph and the Jesus or Muhammad shows. And I saw like all of David Wood's moderated debates back in the day. His debates now, I did not see much of them. But all his debates he did back in like 2008, 7, 2010, 2011, 2012, I saw all the debates. James White, I saw like most of his debates back in the day, but not current. And Sam Shamoun, I saw like all of his debates too back in the day when he debated. How did you find out about Sam Shamoun? I found out about Sam Shamoun by watching his debate against the Dear Ahmed, Islam Religion of Peace. That's how I found out about Sam Shamoun. And I found out about David Wood through his debates. Because I'll tell you, what led you into apologetics? Ahmadiyat. I remember I was always fascinated with Christianity versus Islam. And I remember before I knew about David Wood and Sam Shamoun, back in 2006 and 7, I used to watch the Ahmadiyat debates versus all the Christian apologists. This is like decades ago. These are old debates, obviously. And through Ahmadiyat, I found out about Shabir Ali. I also watched all the tapes. Did you see all those debates? Oh yeah, I did. I found out about Ahmadiyat, and through Ahmadiyat, I found out about Zakir Naik, and I found about Jamal Badawi. I saw all the tapes. Remember, you guys all remember the John Ankerberg show? I saw that debate with Jamal Badawi and the other guy was Alan Shiroz and that scholar. What's his name again? Gleason Archer. And I saw all the tapes when it was like Jamal Badawi and like there's this white Islamic guy. Sam knows what I'm talking about. These other scholars. They debated the other Christian scholars about the Bible topics. I saw all those tapes. All of that I saw, obviously. And that's how I got into apologetics, obviously. Sounds like they were all, holy shit, man. You saw like all that stuff I saw, man. I saw all the tapes. You guys all know what I'm talking about. All the debates on the dad, all the John Ankerberg show, Christianity with Islam. I saw all that. And I saw all the tapes too when Jamal Badawi and the Muslim scholars were debating the Christian scholars. And the Christian scholars did horribly against Jamal Badawi. Because back in the day, Islam was dominant, and most of the Islamic apologists were owning all these Christian apologists back in the day. I'm like, man, it'd be nice for them to be a guy who can come up and challenge Islam. And then, so I watched all those debates, obviously, back in the day, obviously. That's why I'm so knowledgeable. I'm pretty knowledgeable about the Bible, because I watched like all those debates, guys. Like, I don't know, 100 debates I've watched. back in the day. I don't really watch the debates now. I tune into a few debates here and there. But back in the day, I used to watch so many debates. And then, so me watching Ahmadinejad doing his debates, and then Shabir Ali too. I found out about Shabir Ali and Jamal Badawi and all those guys. That's what led me into finding the first Christian apologist who actually can challenge Islam, and that was William Lane Craig. I knew about William Lane Craig before I even knew about Sam Shamoun and David Wood. I saw his debate with Shabir Ali back in 1997 when he debated Islam, and William Lane Craig did very well against Shabir Ali in that debate. You guys don't talk about it when he debated Shabir Ali back in 1997 in his younger days. And then through that, I found David Wood and I found Sam Shamoun. And then through David Wood and Sam Shamoun, I went on David Wood's website, I believe, and that's how I found out about ABN Sat. He's like, I'm doing a show, and I believe, I don't remember, and that's how I found out about ABN Sat. I used to watched countless Jesus and Muhammad videos with David Wood and Sam Shamoun, with Pastor Joseph. You guys from Sarah? This is when they were friends. And that's how I found out about David Wood and Sam Shamoun. And then through David Wood and Sam Shamoun, I found out about James White, Jay Smith, Mike Lacona, all those debates they had. I saw all that. I saw pretty much all those debates back in the day, and I saw all of David Wood's old debates. Honestly, yeah, that's how I found out about them. That's why it's shocking to me that Sam and David Wood are no longer friends, and there's a huge drama between them, obviously. And David Wood went for the jugular with Sam Shamoun, and Sam Shamoun also went a little bit for the jugular with David Wood too. But David Wood pushed it to the limit, man. Well, that information could ruin or destroy someone's career. That's my point, right? Yeah. So you remember when they were friends? Oh yeah, I do. I remember. I knew them since 2009, guys. Watching ABN Sat since 2009. They're not with ABN Sat anymore, but back in the day, they were hired by ABN to do shows. Obviously, yeah, back in 2009. Well, Arden, how long did you watch ABN Sat for? I watched ABN Sat until about the time they left, 2009 to 2015, maybe 16, around there. They left around 2016, Sam and David Wood, 15, 16 around. They left ABN around that time, I think. So I watched ABN Sat from 2009 to about 2015, around there. 14, 15 around there. That's around the time they left. 16 around there. That's the time they left, obviously. That's my story. And that's what got me into apologetics, and that's how I knew about David Wood and Sam Shamoun. And they used to be friends, and they were on ABN Sat, and now they're obviously no longer friends. They have drama between them, and David Wood went for the jugular, obviously, on Sam Shamoun. Got some Sarah? Why? Who do you think is telling the truth? I don't know. I have to hear both sides of the story. Obviously, David Wood did provide proof by reading what was said about Sam, but he read it off from the camera, but he didn't show it on the screen. It would have been nice for David Wood to show the information on the screen. Whereas Sam Shamoun, he actually showed the information about David Wood on his screen, obviously, on his screen share. Whereas David Wood didn't show it on the screen, obviously. But there are a few things that David Wood is right about Sam. Like in terms of Sam's foul language, the way he treats his viewers, that is true. Sam Shamoun does have a foul mouth, and he what? I know about that. Yeah, Ivan. He has a foul mouth. Even sometimes, even though like when Sam says that, it's entertaining and I laugh all the time. I'm not gonna lie. When Sam Shamoun talks that way again to the listeners, I always laugh because it's funny, obviously. But there's sometimes I'm just like Sam, chill, man, relax, man. Like you don't have to be so rude. It is a bit rude, obviously. It's rude the way he speaks to his listeners, obviously. Obviously, yeah. David was right about that. The apostate prophet, obviously. But the dirty secrets about Sam Shamoun that David Wood said on in his video, obviously, I don't know if that's 100% accurate. You have to hear Sam's side of the story. You did get David's side of the story, that the news that Sam gave, the dirty secrets that Sam put out there about David Wood. David Wood did admit to what he did, so he confirmed that Sam Shamoun was right. And Apostate Prophet also confirmed that Sam Shamoun was right too in terms of his Apostate Prophet situation that Sam has been exposing for a couple of weeks. He did admit that he what he did was wrong, obviously. That's him, Sarah. And Sam Shamoun admitted that he's most like he's most likely bipolar, and he knows he has a foul mouth. Yeah, even though I have a foul mouth, you guys are entertained and you laugh. Yeah, I get that, Sam. I know it's a bit entertaining, but like David Wood and Apostle Robert are right. You do have a foul mouth. You need to be more respectful to your listeners. That's not how you treat your listeners. If you're gonna do Christian apologetics, you gotta be Christ-like. Don't call people those harmful names, Sam. That's not cool. It's not right. That's very harsh, and it's rude, obviously. Got some Sarah. Even me, like even though sometimes when he calls people that, I laugh. There's sometimes he's very rude. I'm like, whoa, man, Sam, like chill. Like the guy's just asking a question. You don't have to be rude like that. Even me, it gets to me. I'm like, yeah, Sam, chill, man. Like you're being a bit harsh and rude. That's some Sarah. That's my point. Yeah. I'll only make it for my video, guys. A lot of people talk about this. I didn't watch the whole David Wood video. It's a 6-hour video. I saw a good maybe 3.5 hours of it, but I'm gonna watch the rest of it. Maybe tonight I'm gonna watch the rest of the David Wood video. And I saw a good 3 hours of it, and I started watching Sam, so I missed out on a few of the stuff he said, obviously. But David Wood and Apostate Prophet went for the jugular, man. Whereby Apostate Prophet called Sam the devil, obviously. Yeah, they went for the jugular, man. Yeah. That's some Sarah. He's like, holy shit, I didn't know. Well, yeah, VJ, it's bad, man. There's drama with David Wood and Apostate Prophet and Sam Shamoun, obviously. Are the fans biased? Of course they are. Like the David Wood fans are like, yeah, I believe what David Wood's saying is true, and the Sam Shamoun fans obviously agree with Sam. I believe what Sam's saying is true because they have a bias, obviously. That's my point. Do you believe some of the stuff David Wood's saying is true about Sam? Of course. Some of it is obviously true, as no one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes in life. I did things in my life I'm not proud of. So everyone has some dirty laundry in their life. Nobody is what No one is perfect, obviously. Everyone did bad things in their life, obviously. But just because someone makes a statement doesn't necessarily mean it's true. You have to give good evidence. Obviously, there is some good evidence that what David was saying is true, but there's also some good evidence that Samson was saying is true too. So you have to hear both sides of the story. You can't just blindly believe what people say, obviously. Because I believe David Wood did go for the juggler on Samson when he went full out expose on Sam. Even me, I'm like, whoa, David, I think you went a bit too far with Sam Shamoun. He went like all out on Sam and him and Apostate Prophet. Yeah. Obviously. Got some Sarah? We're gonna clean the shower tomorrow. Yeah, I will. Clean the shower tomorrow. Because my stepbrother's gonna be home around 4 or 5, so I can clean the shower now. But if I clean the shower, I have to wait until 5 until she arrives home. But yeah, I'll just get my pack of smokes today. And tomorrow I can clean the shower for $20. 2 showers for $20. And yeah, 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 yeah. I work Wednesday. Yeah. Did you get your mail, Ivan? No, I didn't. The mail didn't come in today. Yeah. I should get my results for Welfare this week. Maybe tomorrow they'll send me a letter. I'll get my results. I hope I get accepted, obviously. Is Ivan, is the drama really real? Oh yeah, it's real. All you apologetic fans, you don't want to talk about, yeah, Ivan went, oh, you know, I'm saying not everyone saw the video live, but a lot of people are a lot. That video's going to get a lot of views, man. A lot of people are going to be tuning into that video. They want to see what they would said about Sam. It's some real shit, man. He went for the job with David Wood. He really did. Yeah. It was so bad. I felt bad for Sam. I'm like, oh my god, man! Like this can ruin Sam's image as an apologist, as an ministry, right? But Sam also has had dirt on David Wood too. That can ruin a bit of David Wood's image too. Obviously, some of the stuff Sam said about David Wood, so you have to hear both sides of the story. But David Wood and Apostate Prophet did admit what Sam said about them is true in terms of the dirt Sam had on them, obviously. And Shamoun did admit that he's bipolar and that he has a foul mouth. He knows he has problems. Yeah, I know I have problems. Yeah, Shamoun has his problems. He has a foul mouth. He really does. He should stop treating people that way. And he did admit that he's most likely bipolar, obviously. Yeah. Borderline personality disorder, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Live, it's very weird. Yeah, it's very weird because I've been following these guys since 2009, guys. That's like 16 years. I've been following David Wood and Thomas Shamoun. And I know their whole journey. Obviously, I remember when David Wood started doing YouTube, he only had like 6,000. I remember when he only had like 6,000, 11,000 subscribers, David Wood, back in the day in 2009, 10, 11. And his channel grew, and now he's so popular and famous. David Wood's doing conferences now. He's huge now. He wasn't that big back then. I remember when Sam Shamoun was doing Pal Talk. He didn't have a YouTube channel back then. Yeah, back in like 2010, 11, 12, Sam Shamoun did Pal Talk sessions with his audience. And then 2000, I think 17, he started his own YouTube channel. And his YouTube channel grew too. He has like 300 something thousand subscribers. David Wood has 300 something thousand subscribers, almost 400,000 subscribers. Both their channels grew and they're more famous and more popular now. Obviously. Yeah. But you notice how David Wood always gets invited to speak at conferences and events. He's doing many moderated debates, big moderated debates with all these people, and yet Sam Shamoun doesn't have that platform. And I believe the reason why this is true about Sam. I believe the reason why Sam has some hindrance in his apologetics career, whereby he's not invited to conferences, he doesn't do moderated debates, it's because of his foul mouth, obviously. I think that's what's hindering, and I think David Wood is true about that. If Sam Shamoun can just fix his problems and stop being rude and disrespectful, he would have more doors open for him in his career. But because of his attitude and his disrespectful, foul behavior, I think that hinders his potential in his apologetics career, obviously. Yeah, because you know how David Wood does a lot of moderated debates. He even gets invited to conferences and everything. He does all these big moderated debates. Sam Shamoun, you only see him do debates on like YouTube. He'll do like YouTube debates, but you don't really see him doing many moderated debates. He'll do like one every maybe 5 years or something like that. David Wood has done many moderated debates, and he's even invited to conferences. Sam did get invited to his PBT thing, obviously, but like, you don't see Sam Shamoun get invited to conferences and all stuff that much times, because I think it's because of his attitude and his behavior, obviously. He has a foul mouth, and he can be disrespectful. He snaps very quickly if you disagree with him. He can snap and everything. Obviously, yeah, Kasim Sarah. I think that's what's hindering Sam Shamoun in his apologetics career. The reason why Sam Shamoun, yeah, because all you Sam Shamoun fans, yeah, Sam barely gets invited to all these conferences and all this stuff. Yeah, he doesn't. And I believe it's because of his behavior, obviously. He has a foul mouth. And you barely see him doing any moderated public debates, too. Like the way David Wood does. Like, David Wood does all these, like, big moderated debates with all these, like, famous apologists, people, man. Atheists, Muslims. And Sam Shamoun never did a big debate before. David Wood has done, like, big debates with, like big crowds. Many debates. Sam Shamoun, he hasn't done a big debate yet in his career. The biggest debate he probably did was probably against Shabir Ali. That was pretty big at the university. And the Dear Ahmed one. But all his debates after that were not big debates. Obviously. Sam does do debates, obviously, but he does like YouTube debates. He doesn't do like public moderated debates, because I think a lot of people don't want to associate him because of his behavior, obviously. That's my answer. He has a foul mouth, and he has a bit of a disrespectful, childlike behavior when he speaks to people. But when Sam Shamoun does moderated debates, obviously, he is very respectful. He doesn't lash out, but yet you don't really see him doing many debates, obviously. I'm sorry. Many moderated debates. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you a bigger David Wood fan or Sam Shamoun fan? I'm a bigger Sam Shamoun fan, obviously. I don't want to let my bias blind me from what? Blind me from what's really true and what's really not, right? Because what David Wood said about Sam Shamoun that can all be true, or some of it's false, and you have to hear Sam's side of the story. That's my answer, obviously. You can't just blindly believe what David Wood said about Sam. There are some stuff he said about Sam that are true in terms of his foul mouth, his bipolar behavior. That's true, as Sam admitted that, obviously. But the other stuff, some of it might not be true. You have to hear Sam's side of the story. That's my point. Guys from Sam? Yeah. Why talk about the details? No, I'm not going to do that, man. That I'm gonna leave it to you guys. If you guys want to know the details, just watch the videos. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna put out what David Woods. I'm not gonna put out the dirty secrets on camera for the world to see. I'm not gonna do that. No, that's not who I am. If you want to find out what they talked about, you can watch the videos. That's all I'm gonna say. Samsara. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing video. I talked about David Wood and Sam Shamoun drama. It is I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Hope you guys on this show. Don't hate me, peace out.